Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Kashif Booth podcast. If you're new here, each week I sit down with a guest and we discuss their career so far, highs, the lows, and what's next for them. Today's guest is Lanre Danmola. Wait, or did I say that wrong? Did I butcher it? Did I
Danmola.
butcher it? Danmola.
Danmola. It's all right. It happens. You know what I
No,
mean?
no,
It's
no, but you have
Nigerian.
to let me know. You have to let me know.
I know.
Okay, you have to let me
Typical
know.
Nigerian like
Okay,
that.
people butcher my name all the time, so I like to make sure I get it right. So Lanre Damola, and he is an actor, producer from Croydon, but now he doesn't live there apparently anymore. So yeah. So welcome to the show, Lanre.
Wait, Kashif. Hey. Listen, man. I've been a long time follower of Kashif. I used to follow you on Twitter when it's called
Really?
Twitter.
Okay.
Not X when it's called Twitter. And
Uh-huh.
we just met somehow, and then I came and gave him flowers. And so it feels like a beautiful moment to be back here, Kashif. You're gonna make my what day is it? You're gonna make my Tuesday. You gotta
Okay.
make my
Well,
Tuesday.
I
Damn
mean,
it,
it's.
yeah.
I was gonna ask, like, because like your name has always it's always been familiar to me. So I was like, maybe it did start from Twitter because I remember we have each other on Instagram,
Yeah.
and I was like, I know we've never met until last year, but we'll get into that. But I'm
Calling me
like, I
stalker.
can't remember like when we kind of connected on social media. I don't remember.
I'm not a stalker, Sakashi.
No.
You cannot call me a stalker. Yo, I liked a post on Twitter. This guy
Uh-huh.
called me a stalker. I started in this industry probably 2018 when I started. And back there when I started,
Okay.
Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, kind of what people were using. And I think for some reason I found that there's a lot of connections I was getting from Twitter. But I was getting work from Twitter, so I created a profile and I was using it quite often. I was like, man,
Mhm.
things just make it more accessible. I found there was a lot of creatives on Twitter
Yeah.
who were just
Yeah.
making their own stuff, but
A
specifically
hundred percent.
people making their own stuff. And
Uh-huh.
so, I just remember seeing you constantly grinding, making your stuff. And I just at
Uh-huh.
that point in my career, when I just started. I've been in a year in. I was
Okay.
like, wow, I just respect that, and that's kind of why I
Uh-huh.
first saw your series, and he was making it, and that was kind of what put me onto you.
Okay. Because like I said, it's just been a long time. Because like when I was working with Davi last year and he mentioned your name, I was like, wait, is it him? And he was like, yeah, yeah, that's my good friend. We go way back, And I was just like,
Yeah,
oh, okay. So it was just like, okay, I'm gonna meet this guy for the first time. And I do remember like I can't remember if it was like a couple years ago. I can't remember. You DM'd me about a project you were doing
looking
about
right, doing it.
Nigerian men or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love the sound of this, but I'm not your guy. I'm unfortunately Jamaican. I mean, if you wanted me to still, I mean, I have Nigerian roots. My
Is
mom did
it?
her ancestry DNA, so I'm basically Nigerian.
Are we
So,
good? We got enough Nigerians here. um, yeah, I mean that's the beauty of just being able to do that. I think that's the you can build a really good social community online, and you can have access. And I think in the age now where like people have open doors a bit more, just even reaching out, you never know. I think it allows you to kind of just, build connections. You never know. And again, you never know what can come back. I had
Yeah.
no idea that I'll be, doing this. If you asked me, all those eons ago, a real word, eons. So I made it up. Sorry.
No, but people say that. People say that.
If I knew it 7, 8 years ago when I was, on Twitter, I told you that I'll be doing the podcast. I had no clue. I had no clue that we would work together with Davy. Davy's like a really good friend of mine, filmmaker. It's I kind of been this thing of kind of like putting what you want into universe when that's kind of like connections. And if it's not right now, it'll come when it's meant to come. But
Yeah.
I don't think we should kind of wait
Mhm.
for the right thing to happen. You don't know. Maybe I'm
Uh-huh.
asking this question, but the time isn't right now for you
Yeah.
to answer me. You answer when it's
Yeah.
ready. You know what I mean? Or
Hmm.
different way.
Hmm. Yeah, 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 exactly, exactly. And so that's just the beauty of the industry. And you made a really good point about how you felt like Twitter was really the best kind of way to make connections. I agree because I used to like follow people, they'd follow me. And so I pre-COVID, I used to like if I was following somebody for a while, especially if it was a filmmaker, I
Uh,
would be like, "Hey," and I jump in their DMs and be like, "Let's meet up, let's have a chat." Like I used to
just
do that all the time, and
sliding
I
in,
met
don't you?
so many amazing
Sliding in.
creatives for years, and then COVID kind of changed. I feel like after COVID kind of shifted, so and the way how it's X now, it's not the same kind of community anymore. So I think it's more so like I don't know. I feel like people have kind of got better at going outside and meeting people like that. That's my personal opinion. But Twitter was a great place for independent filmmakers. You could post, "Oh look, I'm looking for actors." You'd get thousands of retweets. You know, you needed crew, this, that. You get so many recommendations. But now it's not what it used to be. So, but yeah, it's been great to like connect with yourself and working with you was really good as well. I didn't realize how funny you were, so you make me laugh.
Yeah,
You're
wait a minute.
hilarious.
What do you think I was before? You think I'm some sort of? I didn't. You
I didn't have an opinion of you. I didn't
never
know you.
think. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like I thought you were like. I just thought you were thinking I'm kind of dead before. I mean, I didn't. I'm not
No,
saying I'm
why would
in
I think that? No, I
funny.
just saw the work that you were doing, and I was like, okay,
Okay.
this is just a creative that I know, and that's it. So it's always good to meet somebody in person and just like see who
Yeah.
they are, and get to know them. So because social media, you never really can like tell what someone's personality is going to be. That's what I mean.
Question: What
Okay.
did you think? So,
Hmm.
flip the switch. I'm into it now. Based that question is interesting. I'm curious to see what you thought my personal test, well, because of the word personality was like.
Hmm.
For me, I'm curious whether you had one or not, based on before you met me.
I didn't actually like I didn't have a thought like
I
for
was
me like the way I know sorry it's very boring like because like the way how my brain works is like listen I don't know you so I'm not gonna like assume that I know who you are or trying to do investigation. I'm not that okay. I'm nosy but I'm not that nosy. Okay. So I didn't really have an opinion so I kind of go into things meeting people especially in
mm,
this industry where we
okay,
meet so many new people all the time. I go into it with no reservations, unless I'm like emailing back and forth with somebody and their tone is very, and I'm like, oh, okay, are you a bitch? I'm not sure. And then when you meet them in person, sometimes they're lovely, or sometimes the tone in the email was exactly who they are. So that's the kind of the kind of in between point of it. So yeah,
yeah,
so I was kind of like, okay. And I think sometimes like when I've met people who've been following me online in person, sometimes they act like they don't know who I am. So they're like, oh, what? I don't know. And I'm just like, oh, I have you on Instagram, I have you on Twitter. Like, but for you, I was
yeah.
kind of also thinking, okay, is he gonna act like he knows who I am? Or is he gonna be like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Oh, like, cause some people do that kind of stuff and I don't
Okay.
understand. So I was pleasantly surprised and I liked that you were just like, yeah, 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 it's good to meet you. It's good to, I liked that. So yeah, yeah. So you said that you started in 2018, like getting into acting. How did you get into it, or what was it about that year that made you want to like, okay, take this seriously and like try and make it as an actor?
I wanted money. No, that's a lie. That's a goddamn lie. I chose the wrong career for money. I want to
Okay.
be poor. No. I've always wanted to be an actor. I've been wanting to act since I was probably 15. People ask where did it come from. I don't know, but there was literally like I was 15. I mean, I've always liked performing from young, bro. My first performance was when I was 3 years old in Midsummer Night's Dream, and I played a baby. And I was so
Okay.
upset. I was so upset because I I auditioned for the King Oberon, and I was
Uh,
3 years old, and I don't get it, and then I didn't, and then it was between me and this other girl in class for the King, and I was like, I'm a guy, I'm gonna win the role of a king
yeah,
because
yeah, 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 yeah.
my definition in my head,
Mm.
in my one gender back then, lost it. I was so upset. I prayed that she'd come sick, and she
Ah,
was
oh my god.
she was sick. It was amazing. On performance day, she came. She was sick. She was sick, and I walked into her feet, and then like just like few hours before the show, her mum brings her in, and I'm like, hey, Jesus, ah.
See, God told you
God,
not.
God told
See,
me. He was like, we give you something," and they took it away.
yeah,
And so, and
exactly.
then I had to play the
Mhm.
baby, the bloody baby in Midsummer Night's Dream. And maybe in my look back in that, I think that was just like the first time of like, oh, maybe this guy has a passion for it. But it was quite toxic back then. It's very toxic. I've been saving acting bookmarks in my back then we had what was it called, Firefox or internet.
Yeah.
I was saving it. I had like 60. I didn't even know what I was doing. I had like 60 different bookmarks, and that year, and then I remember I just acted, and in my head I thought, yeah, I'm an actor. Look at me. I got all these bookmarks on my computer. Look at me. Look at my. You know what I mean? I even had a movie review website. I did everything but acting. And I
Uh-huh.
think 2018, I lost a job. One of the many jobs I lost. I know. I think after, I remember something happens when you lose jobs. You kind of go, God damn, shit,
Uh,
might as
uh,
well. And then yeah, I lost a job, and I remember I called a drama school in West London, Arts Ed. I called them to do like a community theatre thing on the weekend. I was like, let me just call these guys. And I called them like a £200 weekend project. And the director was like, or the school was like, no, we think you should do a 6 month
oh,
program. I was like, listen,
wow.
I ain't got kind of money. Who you think you're talking to? You know, can like invest in your acting course? I don't know you. But he spent an hour on the phone with me and he told it's just a program. It was an after school program.
Uh,
3 days a week, acting, voice and movement. And I think at that point it was probably the first time I took it seriously. It's like I realized like if I want to do something, I got to invest. I got to invest and I put money in and after that, I think probably even after going in doing the first audition, I knew it was right. I just knew it was like
uh-huh.
there's like the thing that felt missing was right, and I was just. I mean, it was clear, and from there I didn't turn back. And from there it was difficult to go back because,
I'm
like they say,
sure.
sometimes once you
Mhm.
see it, you can't just down. I'm going to say something really smart now, but I've lost the thing. But if you see it, you can't unsee it. But that doesn't make any sense. What I'm saying is, I realized that this is something that really I had a lot of natural love and passion for.
Yeah.
And to the next part of it was actually doing the work. Because actually the love and passion was a bit of a delusion. It can delude you into thinking you're doing a thing, but just because something's good, you're good at something doesn't mean you
Mhm.
got to like that's it actually in this industry actor that's the bet sometimes that's just the bare minimum. The other
Yeah.
thing is there's work, there's a lot that that was it. But I think that when people ask me what made me, it probably was I'd done the route, I'd done everything that I was meant to do, and I almost felt the universe took me. It sounds kind of corny, but like I'd just be losing jobs like a boom boom another one, bus boom 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 another, I
Right,
have
right, right.
parents. I'm like, oh, hey,
Uh,
come to broom. No, 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 no. I'm just joking. I'm
right,
joking.
right, right. Okay.
So yeah, yeah, yeah. I got there in
Mhm.
the end. The answer was long.
No, but it's fine. No, I like that. I think it's really good because I think sometimes like you have a dream deferred, but sometimes it's like it's not even deferred. You're called to do it, so it always kind of finds its way back. It doesn't matter like what your family wants you to do, or everything else what you've done or you've tried to avoid it. No, it becomes full circle and it just makes its way back. And so obviously you said having Nigerian parents and family, so what was it like telling them, well, you know what, I don't want to do business anymore, finance,
Yeah.
whatever?
Uh,
What was it like telling them I want to work in this crazy industry and make it as an actor?
they thought I was having a midlife crisis. I wish I was joking.
I know you're
They
not.
thought,
That's the thing.
they thought I was this boy. What does he? Huh? Actor. Is this actor? Hob as a hobby. No, mom, they would. I feel like even to this, I think I'm like 8 years in. I think it's still trying to. Maybe the last 2 years, they're kind of going like, okay, he's not going back. I think they're like, we'll find a way to get him back. Okay, yeah, 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 job. You know what I mean? I don't think they took it.
Mhm.
But a lot of it comes from fear. They really want security and safety in an environment where it's just so difficult to even exist as a young
Yeah.
creative, as a young black creative too. We can't ignore that. And so they come here for better life and and for their young kids. And so going into this way, 1%, if that make
Yeah.
a living. Okay, what like are you? It can't be. So for me, it was really about like showing how serious I was, and
Yeah.
showing how serious I was about my time and money. So that's something I did every time my money, my time I put in was all. After I did that 6 month course, I said actually then took all my savings. I went to New York. I saw a 3 month actor program, and I was really like, okay, I want to, because all these different routes, and I thought I want to pick somewhere. I understand the different disciplines. I want to make sure that if I'm going to, because do this, I treat it like a craft. So I went to New York. I did a 3 month. That's quite luxurious. But I think I've always wanted to go to New York. So, but I studied. I studied Meisner at William Esper Studio,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, I lived after New York. I came back, did another 2 3 year course. I put like it wasn't like a. It was good. At this point, I'm 28. Toward the end of the 30s, where conventionally some people were like, back in that day,
Yeah.
you should be settling down, wife, kids, Harriet, and I was like, I was starting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but end of the day, I did it for you do it for yourself.
Yeah.
I don't really. I think in the proving to other people, in family, friends, there's a performance, and so a lot of my journey in the beginning was quite solo. I was kind of just like it was just kind of me in my corner. I had
Okay.
1 2 friends who maybe kind
Uh-huh.
of again. Even we got married at that point, everyone in my life know me as language and marketing. So even when I tell my friends, they're like, some people thought I was trying to be famous. The 100 thought I was trying to like, there's no people to take it seriously.
Right.
It's not. It's again, it's like a thing that people like. That what people associate actors as like fame and TV. They don't.
That's true. The
So
craft of it,
yeah,
the passion, the performance, like it's more than not everyone wants to be famous. Yes, they know that's what comes with being an actor and a performer, but it doesn't mean that that's your goal. People who get into becoming an actor to be famous, I don't feel like they go far, you know?
I think it's impossible to
Mhm.
pursue it long term too with that kind of goal. I just think you just get in out because I think the harder thing about being an actor is resilience.
If you want to be famous, go
You're
on
not
Love
very focused.
Island.
It,
Go on a reality show,
you
like
know,
do
you
something
know.
like that. That's what makes you
Um,
famous.
so yeah,
So, okay, I understand. I mean, I think eventually, they just kind of your parents and your friends, they will just kind of like accept like, okay, that's just what you want to do. I think it's different for me because like I've been like I studied this in college, uni, so this was it. Like there was no like, oh, okay, well, guess I'm gonna have to do this. Like I'm just that type of person where this is what I want to do, so I'm gonna go after it. So yeah, and I had supportive parents who encouraged me to do that. I think it's different because I have parents who were kind of always in the creative industry in some aspect. Like my dad's been a DJ my whole entire life. My mum worked in the beauty industry, so it's like it's kind of different. I think I can relate to what you're saying from my family aspect because, like, my uncle, I always use the example. He actually had the opportunity to be signed as a singer to a record label way back in the day, and my grandparents were like, singing does not put food on the table. Singing does not pay the bills. So they said no. So it's like it is a generational thing for so long. My uncle is now in his 70s. And so your parents are still saying that to you. There's still parents today for the younger kids. They're saying that to them like, no, 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 you need to get a stable career and stuff like that. And I get it. You want the best for your kid or whatever, but you kind of also just have to let them live their life, and I think the best thing as an adult, we want to find something that we enjoy doing. We have to work. So let's do something that we actually enjoy. Okay. And in every job, even if you love it, there's ups and downs. Cause there's some people I do want to try it and physically harm. But do I do it? No, I have restraint. Cause it gets to that point sometimes. Don't look at me like that.
if violent that like, what am I say?
No,
What
I'm
I say
not
for
a
this
violent
podcast?
person, but you get to that point where you're like,
I am not complicit in anything I should have
well,
said.
you know what?
The case, not for me.
You get to that point where you want to play some hands, but then you got to keep it, but you
If
let
my
that
hands
steam
up
out.
on my chest because I'm a good
Okay.
person.
Okay. Well, I mean, you've transitioned from being an actor into a producer as well. You've got your own production company, Waju Studios. So, like, what was it about producing that enticed you, or what made you want to start your own production company? Because that's no light-hearted thing to do. Like it's serious to become a producer, an actor, because some people aren't like that. Some actors, they're like, no, I can never do that, I can't write, I can't do that, I just want to perform. Where there's some actors who go after it really hard and they decide that they want to create the roles for themselves and what they want. So why did you decide to launch your production company?
Again, I wanted to make money. Wrong idea, Lanre. Stupid. um, Jesus. I've always wanted. That's a company. I started with that one. I've always wanted. I've always had entrepreneur. It's been like a dream of mine. When I was younger, I just always had entrepreneurial. I think. After, after I kept losing jobs, I was like, I keep losing jobs. Maybe this thing ain't for me. Maybe I need to do my must be a sign. Yeah, I was like, I've got to be the boss. Um,
Okay, okay. Mhm,
yeah, I've always been entrepreneurial. I've always wanted to own and create, and I think I've always had a lot of ideas. So I just never had a vessel to put it into.
okay.
Because it's sort of it's daunting. You see these entrepreneurs, you're like, oh, it's a lot because it's like it's all on you.
Yeah.
Um, and producing kind of just came by chance, really. I didn't really know what it was.
Uh-huh.
At this point, I've been active probably for 5, 6 years,
Uh-huh.
and you know what happened? I did a short play, scratch night play, at the Cockpit Theatre with. Actually, yeah, my friend came to me. He wrote this short play, and he was like, "Oh, let's put it on as part of a scratch night in Cockpit Theatre." And it was what was it called, Crossroads. And then I was like, "Yeah, I did it." And I realized at the time I was like, "Oh, it's just me and him."
Mhm.
That I'd like me being it. I was like, "Oh," and I'd seen. But Scratch That had another play part of it, and I seen someone else, and I was looking online, look at all the stuff they're doing. They had like a rehearsals, a proper team. I was like, oh, we need to like level. I want to do. We need to level up. We shouldn't just
Mhm.
do a play.
Yeah, yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, oh, let's go and get. Let me go and get like. Should we try and get a director on board? Should we
Okay.
try and get like a rehearsal on board? And should we make a poster? Before I
Mhm.
knew it, I was actually doing this. I didn't even realize. I was just in my head. I was just trying to like, how do I make my work be the best it can be at this level? I don't want to do a scratch. I want to make it to be the best scratch it could
Mhm.
be. Before I knew it, we'd got two directors on. We'd rehearsal. We had a poster, and I was like, oh, and I thought, oh, I enjoy this thing. And then I guess that's slowly, but I've started producing. I liked having that creative voice. I like someone being an actor can just feel like you just feel like
Uh-huh.
a bed. Yeah,
Mm.
oh, what you want? What do we? Which time for sleep? Time to get up. That's it. You know what I mean? You use a bit
Right,
submissive.
right,
You
right.
know what I mean? I'm a bit like a bed. You get a little conk
Mhm.
going there, and it's like, um, I realized I've got a lot to say. It's probably you find out in this interview, and so
I'm just
yeah,
saying,
and
that's
then
why I have a podcast. Okay. You know, people who
try and
love to
come for
chat
you
and got a
because
lot of opinions, this is what you
I'm
should
trying
be
to come for
doing.
you. Gonna be YG podcast. No, I'm joking.
Well, then
And then
I'd be
yeah,
your guest. Okay.
you damn, you already there, man. Top five.
Okay, good. Good, good. I
Kashif,
better be
how are
top
you coming,
five.
Kashif?
Okay.
But yeah, and then after that, I then didn't have a short play. Um, help kind of co-produce that just by chance. And this is small stuff. I was more like, getting the poster done. I loved it, working the poster design,
Mhm, mhm.
working on and then at this point I hadn't created the company, but I was just doing it and I was enjoying it, and I was like, oh, but like your producer, like, oh, is it? I don't really know. Again, with the industry, actor, producer, there's a lot of imposter syndrome in the beginning. You're not sure.
Mm,
You don't feel like
okay.
once you've done it, you feel like it, but you're doing bits of it, and you've got to start
Mhm.
somewhere. And it's not always going to school, study the course. Sometimes you actually just do it.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's true. You learn by doing. That's just how
yeah,
you learn by doing.
and I think the next big step was then I kept saying it. There's been a next big step saying I'm meeting people and oh yeah, what you do? I was like, I want to start producing. I just kept saying it.
Mm,
I said for like 6 months I'd be saying to people, I want to start producing. I've been a bit producing. I want to start to the point where then I met a friend and had this play on. She wanted to be a part in and acting, and she was like, also like she said to me, it's me and my other friend. Do you want to co-produce with us? And I was like, okay, the universe is kind of bringing me the thing to do, and then we co-produced a 5-night theatre play show. We
okay.
worked from pre to post. We sold out all 5 nights.
Amazing.
Poster was amazing.
Mm,
And I was like, oh, okay. And at that point, I'm still in imposter syndrome, but I asked me, he's like, oh, you're good at this. I was like,
okay.
okay. And then the big change for me came when so at this point, I'm really big on self-growth, a bit too big on self-growth. But I invested in a acting consultant. I'm not sure what to call it anymore. But anyway,
Mhm.
I'm
And
always been looking for a mentor. I always feel like I'm a student in the game. So I'd
okay.
find a mentor, and she'll give you advice. Once a month.
Wait, what's her name?
Laura Lundy. She's gonna like
Oh,
that. She's
okay. I thought it
gonna
might
be
be
like,
this
she's gonna
girl
be like,
called
yeah.
Adele James because she does something like that as
What's
well.
her name? Who?
Adele James.
No, yeah, it's just something like that. Yeah, this one's
Mhm.
called Laura Lundy.
Oh, okay.
She's American, and she got people in the books, and you pay a certain fee, again, it's investing in yourself.
Mhm.
I remember one that she asked me, was like, what's your biggest goal? What would be your dream? What's your biggest dream? If you can go any top line, where would it be? And I said, first I love to have a production company. But
Mm,
I doubt that, but when I've hoped like maybe made a bit more successful in actor, she's like, why are you waiting for? Why not do now? It's like
mm,
I can't do that, I mean, like, because the people I look up to, I was looking up the industry, I see these big actors who,
mhm.
they were doing their films and they're producing them at the same time. Very huge example, but simple example from recently is Michael B. Jordan with
Yeah.
Sinners. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I've seen it everywhere. We'll do it. A lot of people do it. I'm like, I like that kind of.
Mm-hmm.
That when she said it to me, it was like, why not now? I was like, oh, she's right. Like, why? I thought I had to wait until Duck just do it, and it got happened kind of with film where a friend of mine went to school with, Maria Bush, came to me. She said, Lanre, again, because I had just been saying it to people.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't ever been saying to people. They know what I'm interested in. She's like, I've written a short psychological horror film. I want you to be in it, but also you can help produce it. Again, imposter syndrome. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the first time we did it. I was like, okay, from start to finish, but I had no clue what I was doing. I had no clue. And a lot of it was just instinctual. But I enjoyed it. This was like, there's no money in this. It was just
Mm-hmm.
all,
Of course.
but I've even invested in it. I put
Mm-hmm.
my money into it. That's how I was, and through that process of getting out, made the short film and it took like, goddamn, I think the full film was about like, it was 10 minute short film. It
Mm-hmm.
took like months and months, and there's so
Of
many statements in the way. But like, but we
uh-huh.
made it. We
Yeah.
shot it in my old house.
Uh-huh.
It was a half a day shoot, which should have been two. Mistake number one.
Half day
Don't make it
two.
personal. What
Whoa.
the hell are you doing? You know, um,
You mean a
we pulled in
scene?
a lot of favors,
Yeah.
but we made it, and it looks. When I look back and look at it, I was like, that's incredible. To say like two people who didn't really, I mean, Maria had quite a bit of experience, but we're
Is
trying
this
to
the
make
one
something.
Daffy directed as well? Did he?
Yes,
Oh,
that's
okay.
literally it. Yeah, so we got in Davy, did us a favor,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked him to help direct it. Back then, we were close, and they're still close. Damn it, what am I saying? And then, um, it was it was very difficult. People dropped out. We didn't have money, so we couldn't really bring in
Of
crew.
course.
And also at this point, remember, we've been active for a minute, and so I think it's different. We came to it like wanted to like with a certain level of like quality we wanted to be because we had
Yeah.
I mean we were I don't I think I never that's what I learned for myself coming to business, and I came into it not like I want to make a film. I'm like I want this to be the best it can be at this
Yeah. Yeah.
level. And
Mhm.
and the annoying thing was I was comparing my eyes and work to what I love to see
Mhm.
watching in TV and film and cinema, which is
Mhm.
they have ridiculous budget. But I was in my head, I was like, I want to make this as good as it can be at this
Mhm.
project level. And
Mhm.
so what can I do to get that? You know what I mean? Getting Davy involved, or like, working at post-production, no, after we shot it, post-production was a lot. Post-production probably took like at least 7 months. It took a long time, 7 months. And but you know what? It's because me and Maria
Mhm.
were like, so we just wanted, there was a bit of delusion of perfectionism that came to it, of like
Mhm.
wanting it to be and then realizing that, okay, like we need to invest. That's when I learned. I was like, okay. So then we like start to put money, even in making the poster for the thing,
Mhm.
and getting the sound. So we were able to really amazingly, luckily, had a connection with a sound designer who does some stuff for Netflix. Of course, that
Right.
weren't cheap. And then there's a point where we get to stuff, okay, do you want to just get to make the film done so you make the film? Or do you want to go, okay, can we make this a bit better? Can we work with a professional? It's in our pockets, put some money into it.
Exactly.
More
Exactly.
time,
Mhm.
finding it, really trying to hold ourselves accountable
Mhm.
to like almost every take. At this point, we didn't really every edit, every scene, we were like, I said to I remember when we were doing, I was like, I don't want to leave it, I don't want to be to any I call it What is it? What's that
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
that? What's
Yeah.
that? No, write down. Let's say it.
Uh,
I want to invest it.
True. It's
But they
true.
got became too many ums. And actually, we started to, I think we probably overthink.
Okay. Okay.
It's like,
Okay. Okay.
like, okay, now, like, because nothing, there is, I don't think there's no perfection,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
which is what I think, which I
Okay.
definitely, I'll definitely
Yeah.
change.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Um, but we made it. And we made it and we submitted and it got into a festival. It got nominated for the best UK short, and that
Same.
like, huh? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Why am I
Mhm.
ain't even a producer. It hadn't said it on the paper. I said, that ain't me, bro. Like, I'm
Mhm.
are you who producer? I got over there.
Yeah.
I got over there, you know what I mean? But
Yeah. Yeah.
it was a good validation. And the best thing about it is I enjoyed it. That wasn't even, some bits were difficult, but there's part of it I was enjoying.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really
Of
grateful
course.
to Maria for giving me the opportunity to like flex
Mhm.
that. A muscle, but it was hard work, late hours. I was talking and not really knowing, and 'cause you go make a film come out, but actually, the patience, I think as well, like a lot of patience came into it. But that was it. After they made that, while that was still getting the festival scene, I went to London Short Film Festival in this year,
Mhm.
and I bought an industry pass with just because again I was like, let me just see. I'm trying to understand the festival. I don't understand how festivals work, but if I'm going to the biggest one and they got industry pass, I'm gonna meet people there. I can talk about something I made. I literally just I met a film director called Ines Serrano from Madrid.
Mhm.
They asked me what you do. I was like, oh yeah, I made this film. She
Mhm.
said to me, I said, she's like, oh, I really like this. Actually, I've got a film I like to, and I've got a budget. I was like, oh, I need someone to help. I was like, yeah, I don't know who can help you. Yeah. It's imposter
See, you need
syndrome.
to get over that, you know.
Yeah, it's imposter.
Mhm.
I didn't believe that I could. I was like,
Mhm.
because it's like, I think you should do it. I was like, oh, oh, okay.
Oh.
um, Bigger budget, still new, still handling myself accountable.
Uh-huh.
But then at that point, I was like, I feel like I need to legitimize what I'm doing to take myself
Mhm.
seriously. That's when I
Mhm.
was like, I need a production company.
Okay.
And then I was like, I think I should have something to like. And it was the best
Mhm.
decision I made because this project I was doing,
Mhm.
we were having a lot of different conversations with a lot of people who are much more professional and high up in the game than I
Mhm.
did before.
Uh-huh.
Things that castings that happen with certain agents and certain casting directors that like
Mhm.
definitely me having a professional company helped a lot of this conversation because I just looked
Yeah.
professional even though I'm doing it. And so I had I literally I've been thinking of a name. I'm trying to think a name what will make sense. And I didn't really know what the voice of my production company was going to be, but I
Mhm.
knew I wanted to be part of myself some way.
Okay.
I didn't want to be cheated like my name or like Lanre.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just was like, so my full African name is Lanre Danmola.
Uh-huh.
Look at it. So I was like, okay, I know Lanre, so Lanre means you're progressing.
Okay.
Um, let's Google what Waju meant.
Uh-huh.
So this is how you can tell, like, I'm not, I'm
Uh-huh.
not, I'm still reconnected to my roots because I've kind of Googled it, and I thought, why'd you, on someone line it meant gift. I was like, oh, gift. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm coming, why'd you? Yeah, come why'd you? I'm giving gifts. My contract, I'm
Mhm.
gonna gift to the industry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gifts of film.
Um,
Yes, you know.
yeah,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
nice. It's like low key as well, so no one can
Yeah,
find
yeah,
out
yeah,
like
yeah.
me about
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
I made it with that, and then only recently, about 2 months ago, told my parents, and my mom was like, uh, Waju does not mean gift. What are you talking about? So I said, "What?" She said, no, it means progress. Huh? All this time, all these months, I've been networking with my little philosophy, so me progress. Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm so British. You got that. I need to go back more often. But it's still, but it resonated in the right way.
Mhm.
Part of me, progress is kind of also linked to the kind of projects I was making, and also in the way I wanted to make projects that were at least pushing the narrative forward. And since then, the production companies existed and legit, I registered professionally.
Okay.
Um, we've got a business bank account. It's got a professional address. I made a website myself on Square up in a day. I kept developing it and, it's still developing, but like, I
Mhm.
look at it now and I'm going like, the imposter syndrome can't exist because it's there.
Good. I love
It's
that.
there and it's legit and it's got productions in it and I'm like and I feel very proud now. Whatever happened to say like, okay, I did it. I didn't wait to the thing. Did it, and I'm doing it still. The screening you come to screening on Thursday of
Uh,
mine
We
film, and
should speak about that. Yes, we should get
yeah,
into because you also
segue, segue.
because I wanted to also say is like I love that you have used your name. You know, like I have my production company, which is Kashif Booth Entertainment, and if I'm honest, I couldn't think of anything else to name my production company, so I was just like, okay, just make it my name.
Yeah,
And in a way, I think it has been really great because people know that's my brand, they know who I am. And then also, my name isn't conventional. So, like,
yeah,
it forces people to kind of have to figure it out,
yeah,
and like, okay, so it makes you want to say that. And so it's very distinguished. There we go. Can't
yeah.
speak. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
So like
Distinguished.
it's that kind of thing. And I think it separates it from the rest, and it's uniquely yours, just like, with your name as well. So I think that's really great. And I love the name of it. I'm looking forward to seeing so much of what you do. So speaking of your screening on Thursday, which I am attending and I'm really excited to see, you have a brand new film that you're the star of. The poster looks
Oh,
amazing.
whoa.
It's called Rant, and you also produced it as well. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
tell us about Rant, give us the synopsis, and like what was the process like?
Yeah, Bang is a comical take on the journey of a young um creative actor and the lengths he goes to try to survive. He does a lot of different things that we do as actors to try and make it, and it's set in a world where you see this young creative trying to survive, but he has a lot of interactions with people and he learns these interactions. It came in the most absurd way. Like, again, the director, I met Damien Brewer. Again, it just came in. I remember I met him in 22, I think it was, or 2021. I did a 40-hour film challenge,
Oh,
and
okay.
I thought, oh, and I thought my team were gonna win. There's like all these films, and we didn't win. I was like,
I've never done
gonna
that before.
win. But
Literally.
one of the films that won was called One for the Road. I
Yeah.
saw that time. At this point, this is how I am. I saw they
Mhm.
won. I was like, okay, I want to connect. I want to learn. So that's how I am. So I literally remember DM'd. I wouldn't know who made it, and I saw that
Mhm.
Damien had produced it. So I just DM'd him, say, hey man, I heard you produce a film. It's a great film. It's got to open my films, and he was like, I'm coming to London. Let's connect. And we connected, and he had other films he wanted me to do, but we just stayed in contact, and we kept kind of like talking, and we kind of
Mhm.
worked one thing before that, a roadman project, and I'm a road. I'm not anyone knows me, I'm not road, but
I'm not road either. I have
yeah, I
family
mean,
who are road, but I'm not road.
he cast me as
Mhm.
because of that, he was like, it wasn't funny, it wouldn't be funny if a guy's not road to be like a road guru, roadman guru, something like that. So he called me the roadman guru guy. And he's like, your name is like, maybe your roadman name is like Craze, but your real name is like Robert. You know what I mean? It's I was like, yeah, it just, are you laughing at me or with, I don't know what you do there.
No, it's true.
Uh,
It's true. Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it was amazing. He gave me opportunity to be in a film in a project that looked amazing. Like what
Mm,
one from working with Damien and his DP Bogdan, their work looked like it's on like again, generally think it looks like it's on
mm,
Netflix. And it's like they kind of had what I was trying to do before I've been doing before when I was working and producing my early project was like, how do I make the best quality work from the
yeah.
look? Like, you know what I mean? They were
Mhm,
doing this
mhm.
stuff with like 0 to no budget,
Yeah,
but the
yeah,
work
yeah.
was looking amazing.
But
And
it's the team. It's the team. It's about having
yeah,
connections. You can get those beautiful lenses, which just make it look so cinematic and just, or if you're shooting on film and stuff like that, it's all about who you know. It's all about the
yeah,
connection.
and
That's what's going to make or break your short film because there's no money in it. So, yeah.
no money, no money.
Mhm,
I had been doing then a play called Either, where I
mhm,
played two characters. One was like kind of geeky. He was a bit of a flutter character, and I think they
mhm.
saw that they were like, "You kind of awkward, bro." It was like, "It's like you kind of awkward, bro. You do awkward really well, man. You really are." Like, I didn't. I try not to take it personally. You know how actors be sensitive. I'm like, "Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah." The character. I swear,
Yeah.
any cool part of myself was like. "Mm,
Mhm.
yeah, but they had then had this idea for Rant. They saw it and like, I think that would be good. And because the character you see, he's just a bit, he's socially inept to somewhere.
Okay,
And
okay.
I'm not taking that personally. I
Yeah.
do it, and if he does, we're gonna have a conversation. And so, yeah, they said I got to put, and it's what was amazing about it, it was the first time for me to lead. I'd never led in a film before,
Wow.
project before. So I was
Congrats. That's amazing.
so I was again actually the thing that came in was imposter syndrome. I didn't even know what that meant. So
Mm.
I got to lead. What does that mean, man? I got to be every like I feel
Nah,
like
number one on the call sheet. Okay,
yeah,
you got the
I'm not in
most
a mean
scenes.
on a no budget film. Really? I was like,
Oh, and you were producing too, so
but that
it's
came later. So basically,
oh, okay.
yeah, because
Mm,
I just initially came on board just to act.
okay.
I thought maybe I get to lead the project, and also a bit, it felt like something I love kind of awkward comedy anyway. And then
Mhm,
I think it took about 6 months to make. Too much time. It was like a lot of days.
mhm,
But I think even midway through, they were director art for stuff. Do you know
mhm,
anyone who could for the role? And I was like, oh, there's people. And then I would recommend 2 or 3 people, and they were like, they would audition them, and then. Because they said, oh, maybe audition some of them and as well, and then see what you think as well.
okay.
Oh, so before, I was kind of just suddenly doing a little bit of the
Uh-huh.
And then before then, actually, everyone I kept recommended was like, bang. It was like they were like not as good. They're like spot on for the.
Okay. Okay.
After the film got made, I was like, I remember he made a poster. That's a good poster. At the time, I'd done that horror film with my friend Inherent, and I was like, the poster we made was sick. It was
Wow.
amazing. It made us look like we are much better than we are. And I was like, Damon Hands, how about actually? I know a guy who could help with a poster. And so again, I was slightly doing this petition thing. I was kind of like, and then I was like, oh, and then we got this guy to help us, who helped us in horror, and then actually I'm shouting him out because he was sick. His name is Jaffa. Damn, I can't say his second name because this is gonna be the worst shout ever. Jafferman has, damn it, man. His name is DJJ on. Just DM me on. It was the
Okay.
damn the
Okay.
worst shout out ever.
Mm, mm.
His work is phenomenal.
Okay.
Phenomenal. Bro. We brought him on, and then at this point, money to be paid. I came on board to rant. There was no budget. There was no money. I didn't get paid. It was like a. Then I was like, at the end, I was like, ooh, if I invest in this, we can level up. It's my interest.
Uh-huh.
And so that's what we did. I was like, actually, I said to Damon, like, how about I come and produce this?
Mhm.
And I'm money in it, and I have been connecting, and then,
Okay.
and that was it. Literally from then,
Mhm.
I'll be putting money for the poster, and
Okay.
then I first thought myself, and it was the best investment I ever made. That poster is I think it was amazing, and like from what if I show you what it was initially to what it became, and we worked with Jaff for like at least a month and a half, and bless him because we're still new to this thing. It was like a very good step, and it was just gave me nice. I had a great voice. From that point, I can actually, what I mean, like be able to like I like that. I like having the voice to say something, opinion, and sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes I was right. But actually, a lot of times I think my instinct was quite like I held
Mhm.
myself accountable. And then
Okay.
and we had the screening that was coming up, and then from then on, I said to Damon, let's just do it. I'll come to Crepidation, I bring on Waju, and I didn't want to do it from like a no. I want to invest. I was putting in
Good.
money all the way
Mhm.
to make sure that
Mhm.
it's like and time as well, and spend time, and
Mhm.
so the
Yeah.
social media. We created a social media page as well. That was
Yeah.
we worked together with on the who's posting what, making sure that's controlled, setting up
Good. Good.
screening as well that we got coming up. But that wasn't just something a screening like that was a few months of looking at the locations, talking to
Mm.
venuers,
It takes
because it takes
time.
private
Yeah.
screening, what I mean, because we want to do festivals too. And so,
Of course.
again,
Mhm.
that was fun and we had to fund that. It
Mm.
wasn't like there's like a, again, put money in. And one thing I did this
Mhm.
year was when it was my birthday, I said to my parents, what do you want for birthday? I said, first thing I actually said, actually, I want AirPods and roller skates. Mom was like, roller skate? You want a roller skate at your age? And what is this roller skate? You're not going to die on a roller skate.
Mm.
Uh, what's she on about? Then I was like, you know what? Actually, it'd be smart for me to do. How about I ask for some money and invest it into Waju?
Love
Like
that.
if I'm saying if I want, because we all complain we ain't got money, we ain't got money.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
money's coming into our pocket from somehow, from a job,
Mm.
from gifts.
Yeah.
So why
Exactly.
don't you? And so I said to myself, if I'm gonna do this stuff, I
Mhm.
want to invest. How about I do ask for some money for a
Yeah.
birthday,
Mhm.
and I tell them it's going into Waju, and it just goes from my bank account back to Waju straight away.
I
Boom.
love that.
And
And you
so
really have
then,
been
yeah,
about your business though, because I saw you went to the Cannes Film Festival this year, you know.
segue.
Yeah, you know.
Segue.
Well, I'm a host, okay? You better give me 10 out of 10, you know. This ain't some talk show hosts, who keep getting roasted on the internet. Okay? I'm not gonna name names. So so like you really have been about your business, and I went to the Cannes Film Festival last year, and I kind of also found it a little bit, overwhelming at times because there was so much going on, but it was so enriching to be around, people like that and seeing your peers who in London, they're doing their thing as well, but also meeting so many great people across the world. So like, what was it like, going to the Cannes Film Festival with this new, perspective of I'm not just an actor, I'm a producer. What was that like as well?
Amazing. I think this was the best year to go as a Nigerian
Oh yes, my
creative.
father's shadow.
Yeah, but because it was like, you said it right there. The film My Father's Shadow by Akinola Jet Davis. It's big. You gotta imagine in these scenes here, Nigeria is still a speck. And so you had a black British Nigerian artist who made a film. And so you had an influx of not only Nigerian creatives there, but also people
Uh-huh.
looking at us, you
Yeah.
know, having eyes on it. And so going there to produce it this time, projects I felt much more empowered, confident enough to have these conversations. But again, I went as a student. I felt as a student. I didn't really take it for granted. I wasn't like, oh, look at me, I'm business. If I'm honest, let me give me a second. I'll show you now.
Okay. Oh,
I took this
exclusive.
book. I took my note. I took my I
Uh-huh.
went notebook. I made so many notes. I was like, I didn't take anything for granted because like I was like, I want to. So I took this. My friend got this notebook, and I just went everywhere I went. I wanted people. Ethan,
Good,
yeah,
good, good,
made so many notes, and
good.
it was because it. Even though I got up into this time, it's about 15,000 people that go there, and the individual is global, and so I'm still learning, and like
Oh,
I got a lot more from just listening and asking questions. And again, at the point, I think Canada is definitely much more lean toward feature
mm-hmm.
films, and people at that
Yes.
level.
Yep.
And so I just put, I'm going in a production company, but you made 3 or 4 short films,
Uh-huh.
and I haven't kind of not at that level yet. So I didn't want to go about naivety, but going this year I was a bit more specific. So I really was like, what is my next step? What is
Uh-huh.
my next step for me now?
Yeah.
I can go and be like, oh, hey, all
Mm-hmm.
these people, but like, I went also in 2023, I realized
Mm-hmm.
it didn't really help me. It
No.
didn't really help me. It was cool, but it didn't really help me. It
Uh-huh.
actually
Uh-huh.
exhausted me. This
Yeah.
year, I was like, well, okay, I took what I'm doing, I took my projects, and I was like, what is my next step with them?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which conversations, which um um people, which films,
Uh-huh.
which communities make sense for me. That's number
Mm-hmm.
one.
Mm-hmm.
But sometime after, but that helped me
Yeah.
actually cut out a lot of stuff that was like
Okay.
doesn't really help me, So the Akinola Davis, My Favorite Shadow, when I
Uh-huh.
saw that it was a Q&A for that, of course I was there. I went there. That's
Uh-huh.
the first thing I went to. I was there, remember my notebook. It was great because he's a black Nigerian, British artist
Yeah.
who made a film
Yeah.
that got again.
Mm-hmm.
His film was also co-produced by a co-production company in
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria and
Love
in the
that.
UK.
Love that.
So
Mm.
it was in
Uh-huh.
a metaphorical way. That was just gave me a sight. You know what I mean? That
Yeah,
was like a
yeah, yeah.
step. You know what I
Gave you
mean?
perspective of what you
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
do, you know?
You know,
And that's what it's about
um,
learning because most people don't understand in terms of like when it comes to the business industry film part, like it's a lot of co-productions, a lot of co-productions. It's money from all over the place, especially in the UK where
yeah,
there's no real money here.
yeah,
You have to do those co-productions,
yeah.
and it's like I scratch your back, you scratch my back. And that's the more you learn about it because that's how you learn the intricacies of the business of the industry, and
Yeah.
it's not something you can learn. You can try and read, but you need to be in it, And that's why it's great
Connections.
going to these
Yeah.
festivals because, yeah, you feel like, oh, maybe I need to like sign a big 100 million deal. Maybe not. Maybe just go there and understand the industry and build. And that's what you're doing. And I really, really am so excited to see like where you go next. Just
Thank you,
talking to
man.
you now and just seeing how passionate you are, but driven, but I can see how much purpose you have to where you want to go, and it's really, really exciting. Really,
Thank,
really exciting.
thank you,
So,
thank you, thank you,
hmm
thank you. It's good to you know, still, I
hmm
think every new journey I take on, there's always a bit of imposter syndrome.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so, Raju,
had
I
that.
feel like yeah, I got this. But
You get over it. You get
yeah, you
over
get
it.
over it.
Ain't that?
But I think it is good
Oh,
when people
yeah.
do speak from the time. I think what's one thing I think in the industry that's really good is like
Mhm.
sometimes we're too cool. We just too cool. It's a bit. And I think if something makes you feel certain way, say it. I love
Mm,
dictionaries when I'm even using social and I see something I'm like I
mm.
love that. I'll always try and
Yeah,
say
yeah,
it. I
yeah.
DM people. I'll just say the thing because I think I don't know what that word of affirmation because that kind of what it is sometimes
It's true. It's true.
could help that person in their brain who they're
Uh,
doing it, but they might be
mm.
damn someone what I mean. And
Yeah,
not
yeah.
that you are relying on that sense of
I feel like
validation.
it's very UK though, because I feel like UK is very
Yeah,
much like that. Like when you go to like America, when you go to obviously in Cannes, like when you're around people like that, the energy is different. Everybody's
mm,
trying to hustle, they're trying to work, they're trying to, and it kind of is the energy is infectious. Whereas here, it's not really like that. Everyone's trying to be like cool, calm, collective. It's they don't really want to open up the door to the industry because that's why the UK is the way it is. And that's why there's no real progression with what's going on with the industry here because it's very clicky. And so,
Mm.
so that's why when you're in those spaces, you're so inspired. And that's what I feel like it sounds like what happened to you. Like you left feeling so inspired and ready to kind of just go after it more.
And do the work. It's what I would say is because I
Uh-huh.
think there's one thing I would delusion a bit about. Even still
Hmm.
doing it, I'm realizing even more. It's all work. This thing is action.
Yeah.
Someone might go, "Oh, can cost money.
Yeah.
Can took money. You know, can didn't get me. I didn't get any
Hmm.
job from it. I didn't make any money from can. That was a pure investment.
Yeah.
Coming
Yes.
back.
Yeah.
Knowledge. Nothing happened. They're gonna British company ain't gonna like go, oh hey, give him some money. I'm still doing even why do you still it's just me in my room,
Mm,
and I'm trying to make my the day job money. And so it might be that Sunday evening.
yeah.
Up now
Yeah.
there you know what I mean? And so it's all I think the other thing I would say is really it's action. I think
Yeah.
some people miss the thing. It's like and
Uh-huh.
I used to say this thing, even as me as an
Uh-huh.
actor, sometimes I'll be like, okay, if I have a goal or something I want to do, I
Yeah.
want to, can I write down at the end of the week
Uh-huh.
what I've done towards that? Because when you
Mm.
write it down,
Uh-huh.
you can't hide from it.
Yeah.
You go, well, I've done the work. Well, if you've done
Mm.
from one email,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I think it's pursuing passion, but I think it's active action passion,
Uh-huh.
not
Yeah.
delusion of like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, it feels good. It's in the doing
Uh-huh.
that things move, and
Yeah.
the doing is building steps, not long jumps. And I
Mm-hmm.
can't be long jump either, man, because
I did.
that's not that kind of interview. So I'm gonna leave
Right.
that.
Well, I do want to segue again, but I want to go back into the acting because you've
Okay.
had such a varied acting career so far. A lot of stage. I saw you in a play last year, which you invited me to. I can't remember what it was called, but it was
The
so
Lost Four Winds.
funny. Pardon?
Oh, it wasn't. It was A Death in the Cat.
Yeah, that was so funny. That was hilarious. That was so good. That's
That's Rob.
and
Yeah.
I loved how that one plays like that where it kind of really pushes you as an actor in my opinion where it's like you're playing two different roles in the play. And
Yeah.
so obviously you've done film and TV and commercials and stage, so like it seems like you might be pushing more for on-screen acting, but like do you have a preference in terms of like what kind of acting you do?
I like to move with, and I think theater gives me that freedom just to like. I have the same when I'm like doing theater when like I want to feel like the stage is like my bedroom, my home. So in my
Mm,
head, when I'm on stage, the audience is like they're in my house.
yeah.
So it sounds, but because what it does, it allows me to like mentally
Mhm.
relax and comfort, and so I'm not performing. I'm just being. Because I'm in my room.
Mhm.
I do what I want. I don't have to. I'm not trying to rush to get to. What I mean, it's a
Yeah.
mental thing.
Mhm, mhm,
Uh,
mhm.
in stage and theatre. So I love. I just there's something about the process of theatre I just love. It's a very physical, and I
Uh-huh.
think it requires a lot of emotion, and you kind of really
Yeah.
leave. And screen, I'm still learning about screen and TV.
Uh-huh.
I'm enjoying it. It's different. It's definitely more
Uh-huh.
technical, different to
Okay.
but it's something I'm wanting to try to get more um you know I think I move quite a lot as a general, and I think I like the nuance and subtleness of screen that it teaches you.
Right.
And
Mhm.
so that's
And
what journey I'm on now. And
okay.
my
Well, you
my
will. You will be doing both. Let Just like how you spoke into being a
Hey,
producer, you're speaking into
there you
consistently
go.
working on
Say it
West End,
again, Kashif.
Broadway,
Say it again. Say it more.
TV. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all of it. All of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we
Okay.
won it. We won all of it.
Exactly.
There you go.
So I want to ask you this. Okay, I always
Oh,
ask actors this question, right?
oh no.
So what's your like go-to role? Like what's the kind of roles that you love to play or what
Myself.
you haven't played? you know, you know, a fictionalized version of yourself. That'd be hilarious. Um,
Absolutely.
like what kind of roles do you love to play or like, what's your dream role that you haven't yet played, you
Um,
know?
Now I'm really enjoying comedy. I just love
Mhm.
comical. Plus, yeah, but they aren't quite comical character. I really like awkward. So
Okay,
Damon, he was
okay,
right.
okay.
I did like, I like awkward.
Mhm.
I just find it funny for me. It's my humor.
Yeah, yeah,
I like
yeah. Okay.
awkward characters. I find quite funny. It's like,
Okay, okay,
yeah,
okay.
I love. I really am passionate about working on really playing real people. It much
Mhm.
really big, one of my first inspirations to be an actor was I love being able to like, I think it's something beautiful being able to like
Uh-huh.
tell someone's story that someone doesn't know. It's a
Okay.
possibility. Someone's lived something, and you then
Uh-huh.
have to tell it to other people, and
Uh-huh.
people can learn about it. I've gone to cinema and I've learned. That's time I've gone to the cinema and I've learned about
Uh-huh.
something. I was like, damn, I didn't even know that exists. And it's
Uh,
moving. I'm like, damn, and
uh.
this is real. No way, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, no, but it's
Okay.
like, how did I watch last year? Was it
Nickel Boys?
Nickel Boys?
Mm-hmm. I watched
Okay,
Nickel Boys. I
and
saw
it's
it at
based.
BFI London Film
It was
Festival.
based on a real.
Yeah, I
And
think
that
it
was
was based, but also just the cinematography was amazing. Like it
yeah, it was
shot from
crazy.
like an entire POV of each character was just I found so it was so different, so unique, but it made you think. It made you kind of like have to pay attention to what's
Yeah,
going on,
it's
you
a
know?
different form beautiful.
Oh,
But I think it's a way for to give people something different to learn.
yeah,
You get to learn
exactly.
about the world without,
Uh-huh.
so yeah, I think I think real characters,
Uh-huh.
um,
Okay.
real life stories. I think Nigerian. Now I'm really connected to my Nigerian roots. I'm really excited about playing more Nigerian characters because you know, I'm only recently reconnecting a bit more with my Nigerian side. So
Yeah.
I did a play last year called Last Goal Wins. I loved it. It was like my dream.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I got to play a Nigerian football player,
Uh-huh.
with acting, and I felt really connected to who I am. So
Uh-huh.
I think I was playing roles that really connect me to
Uh-huh.
who I am.
Yeah.
I think a lot of time actors play things that different for themselves, which I think is good.
Mm. Okay.
Um, but
Okay.
I think a lot of actors sometimes use acting as a vessel to kind of to
Uh-huh.
grow, to understand yourself better, and to add this parts of yourself that you did. I didn't even know I would do comedy. If you told me back then, and I find out I'm not. I'd be like, I actually took myself very seriously. This was a joke. When I was in university, I used to people like, oh, Lan, you kind of funny. I like, but I'm a serious person. Don't. I would be like, "No, I'm not a joke. I got offended. I was like, I'm a serious person.
Mm.
I'm not a
Okay.
joke.
Yeah,
Very,
yeah, yeah.
and they'd be laughing, and I'd be like, bum, what are you laughing? I didn't, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
I
Of
feel
course, of
myself.
course, of
I'm
course, of
serious.
course, of course.
Eventually, I led into it, and then
Okay.
I
Yeah.
realized naturally comedy's a lane for me to do. So,
Okay.
whether you're laughing at me or
No.
with
I'm
or
laughing
worse,
with you. I'm laughing with you. Okay. All right. So before I let you go, I want to ask you this: who's your like dream actor you'd love to work with?
you. No joking.
Well,
Dream
I used to be
actor.
an actor back in the day.
I know you.
Okay.
I can tell. I can see it. I can see it in your aura. You used to be an actor. You got it glowing.
Way
You got
back
it
when,
glowing. You move your hand like that. Way back then.
way back when, before I hit digital numbers in age, I was
Um,
at a performing
we
arts school, darling. Okay.
Yeah, I know you
Yes.
did.
Well, who's your dream actor? Who would you like to work
You
with?
know, I love to perform with Viola Davis.
Oh, that's a good
Viola
one.
Davis,
Yeah.
yeah. If I'm honest, like, she's been my idol for years.
Uh,
She's been my idol for years, and like,
uh-huh.
even when I'm doing roles, like sometimes as actor, you got to do roles where you got to like
Yeah.
use certain things, and
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Viola Davis for me would be like
Um,
I'd look actors that I look up to and really. But
yeah.
there's a boldness and a groundedness in the way she navigates her career as an artist and a
Uh,
person that I deeply just like
yeah.
I'm like feel for and respect, and I'm like
Um,
when she speaks,
yeah.
I'm just like my body
Mm,
alive, and if I feel more in my self confidence in my and I think
mm,
in her approach to I watched some of her interviews, her approach to her craft
mm-hmm.
is and that's what I like. It's like
Uh,
this it's these people who are like talented as hell,
uh-huh.
but they work as hell, and so it's like
Uh-huh.
it taught me a lot about like just talent isn't you got to like I
Yeah,
know
hard work beats
yeah
talent, as the saying
and
goes.
also who you are
It might be
black
keep corny, but that's the truth, you know?
go work hard and being a
Uh-huh.
black artist is like
Yeah.
really it's I think it's something that I think because you forget because I watched this program called Number One on the Call Sheet. I watched it in
Yeah, yeah.
America and it made me realize like and again I don't like to get into politics and social stuff. That's not
Yeah,
me. I like
okay.
to work. Um, but it is something.
Uh-huh.
It is, you ask even as with me or anyone, we're still building something in an industry that still is. We're still trying to build a lane
Yeah.
for black artists. It's not we're not in the I watched what's that playing Retrograde,
Oh,
and
okay. Yes, yes, yes. The Sydney Press. Yeah, 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 yeah.
what he did for Black artists, what you're trying to do, and it's and it really gave me a mental lane when I said to myself, if I could look back on my career and say, what would I like to have done, achieved? I would like to say that I've taken roles or made projects that have pushed the narrative forward for Black artists, for artists
Yeah.
in general. I
Yeah.
always want to kind of, but at this point in career right now, I think, 'cause that's where I am. I mean, and it's not me trying to like, I don't do this stuff, I don't do this. It's not, I don't, it's not about that. It's just owning where
Yeah.
you are. This industry has certain layers and segments to it, and I think we have to kind of like open ourselves to it and own it and go like, that and push towards that. And I think that is and one more thing, I like to also bring cross culture collaboration. What I mean by that is I'm really interested in culture collaboration. I think there's a lot of connection in film and stories between different cultures. I
Uh-huh.
think right now
There
cultures
is.
are like doing their own thing. They're trying to
Mm.
make their own voice, their own lane. It's true.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
all trying
yeah.
to find their own lane.
Uh-huh.
I think there's to be something beautiful and interesting in find the collaboration between them in film stories. Yeah, and I think
Uh-huh.
bringing community within field.
Yeah.
Uh, but
Uh,
we've got to do a first thing first. First we got to get here. We got
exactly, exactly.
so
I
yeah.
love that. I love that. So, where can people find you, Lanre, and where can they find your production company,
I'm on the street.
Rant, the film? Like give us all the deets.
I'm on the streets. Come, I'm on the streets. You can see me like here. My where can you find me? Not on my house address. You can Jesus. Uh, you can find me on either Instagram, Lanre Dan 19, LANREDAN. It's 19 because I set up when I was 19. I didn't think to change it. Stupid. Not stupid. Affirm. And then my production company is called Waju Studios, WAJU Studios, one word. And yeah, I'm pretty actively open, connect, follow, and I'm looking to grow. I'm always going to look to like give advice and build, especially with Waju. Right now with Waju, I'm really looking to just kind of I'm looking to find creatives who are just equally passionate and driven and connect, collaborate, and work. Um, I'm no delusion that you got a production company. Oh nah, bro. I'm not in that kind of like I'm very like cool. We started this. Cool. We're still learning. Let's connect. Let's make stuff. Let's keep growing. Let's keep building. Next step is still, you know what I mean? So if anyone is like a creative or on either side, business creative or arts creative, and they want and they feel like they want to make something, the only thing I will say is this: making something to the best of its ability. I don't, I don't, I'm not. I one thing I will remind you, I'm not trying to just make anything. I'm trying to make things that make sense, that align, but also to its best. I want to, and that's not me. There's no ego there. It's just me kind of going, holding ourselves accountable. Because if we're not making what they're gonna elevate or do something different, then
Yeah.
I feel we're just kind of trying to fit in. I don't think you need to have a lot of money to not to fit in. I think you can still create work that elevates and moves things forward.
Exactly.
With what you got. So that's my elevator pitch done. Not
Well, if you love what Lanre said, hit him up, guys.
too much, please. I'm not joking. Man, so my DMs be crazy. There's no one in my DMs. There is no one in my
Email him, guys. Email him. Go on his
DMs.
website and email him.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, Landray, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been great chatting to you. You made me laugh the entire time we're talking, and I'm really, really excited to watch Rant on Thursday. Obviously, I don't know when it will be out online, guys, but I'm sure it will be out soon for you all to watch. And I'm really, really just happy you did this with me. I'm happy to hear more about your career, who you are, where you're
Yeah.
going. I'm really proud and I'm excited to see your new journey as well. So yeah, and you do realize that I'm a producer, so hit me up.
Oh. You want let me listen now. I'm gonna actually what I can put you in a meeting with my assistant
Oh,
and
okay.
what you and she can call you
Okay.
I think it's gonna be like 2 months though away,
Oh,
but
okay. That's fine. That's
we
fine.
will get to you, you know what I mean? We just
Oh,
my
that's
DM's been
fine.
going
That's
up
fine.
since
Well,
she
in
came
two
out.
months, I'm most likely going to be in America working on my
Is
R&B
it?
play. So
Okay.
yeah, you know.
That's a
Yeah, so
okay, well,
I'm booked and busy
I'll
too, you
DM you
know.
then.
Oh yeah, so maybe 2027.
Nah, no, but I
Pretty
love to work.
much.
I love to work with you properly. Yeah, man. Even when
Yeah.
I worked with you, Davy stuff, it was cool. I'd seen you do your thing. And actually, I probably actually learned quite a lot from you because again, like I'm not delusional. Like I think you've definitely done a lot of pollution stuff, and I'm
Uh-huh.
always keen to learn
Yeah.
and collaborate. So we're gonna make it happen. Kashi,
Yeah. We've
what
said it
you
now, right
in?
here on the podcast. So,
Come in.
you know, it's out there now. So,
There you
yeah.
go.
Well, thanks, guys, for listening. You can follow me all of my usual socials. You know them. There's a bunch of them. Stay tuned for new episodes coming soon.